Hello and welcome back. Today we'll be covering 7E. What's my credit score? So I presume this is going to have something to do with a FICO credit score. So we have two parts as usual, a short tutorial and then a follow-on video for questions. So with no further waiting, let's start the What's My Credit Score interactive tutorial. So let's see, today we will be consulting websites to obtain specific information, and we'll calculate using percentages. So in next class you will need to be able to write ratios, proportions, solve proportions, and calculate your credit score. You will also use an online loan calculator. That should be fun. The tutorial for the preview of lesson 7E starts here. So first step, open a new web browser window and go to this website. And it's going to discuss FICO scores. Easiest way to do that is to highlight it. I found that it pays not to get that last period. That's not part of the website. That's part of the sentence structure. So avoid it, otherwise you may get some, let's see what happens. A lot of times I do that, I get problems. So let's open in a new window. Oops. That's because we had that period. Nuts. So let's redo it without the period, the final period. Right click, open link in new window, and voila, here we are. Here we are. Website shows what makes up your FICO score. Okay, there is one, two, three, four, 5 items that make up a FICO score. Next picture. Okay, so what categories are used to determine FICO score? Oops. Let's see, let's go back to here. Is payment history included? Yes, there is. That didn't work. Is payment history in there? Yes, payment history is in there. So let's go yes, and go check. Is gender involved? I see amount owed, payment history, credit mix, length of credit history. I don't see gender, so I'm going to say no. That's correct. Ethnicity. Again, looking. I see nothing on ethnicity. Amounts owed. Oops. Yep, amounts owed. Right here. Yes. Length of credit history. Here we go. Length of credit history. Yes. How much you make? Income. I don't see income on here. So income is not part of your credit history. New credit. New credit. And types of credit. That'd be on the credit mix. Yes. So everything checked yes. Should be 5 yeses. 1, 2, 3, 5 yeses. So note specifically gender, ethnicity, income is not part of your credit score or does not influence your credit score. That's pretty wild. While in the What's My Credit Score FICO score screen, scroll down to amount owed and click on the link, learn more about item. Okay, so let's go to that website. We'll scroll down to amount owed, learn more about it. Scrolling, payment history, amount owed, learn more about it. And do what with it? Answer the following question. Explain what you think is meant in the following statement. When a high percentage of a person available credit has been used, this can indicate overextension and more likely to make late or missed payments. Oh, it says right here. FICO found level of your debt is a predictor for future credit performance. So once you spend time on your own and read this article more thoroughly, but again, statement on what you think the following statement means. I think it's pretty self-explanatory. If you really max out your credit limits, probably because you have money, you probably have more debt than you don't have enough income to keep your debt down, or you're living beyond your means, and you're going to start getting these late payments, missed payments, penalties, and problems, financial problems. Okay. Introduction to question 3, credit card utilization rate. Total credit card balance, total credit card limits. Basically, how much credit you have, how much of it is used. Many websites that talk about improving your credit rating suggest you keep your utilization rate at 30% or lower. So if you have $10,000 of credit limit, you should keep it. You should only use 30% of it. Of course, 30% of 10,000. Well, that's 30% is 0.3 of its multiplication. So you should try and keep your usage at 3,000 or less. So okay, so why have a 10,000 credit limit? Why not just have a 3,000 credit limit? Well, the difference between the 3 is set, plus that 7,000. Think of that as like your emergency. Yes, they know you're going to occasionally, emergency or occasional. Okay. Let me answer right now. My personal credit limit, FICO score is over 800. And I don't say often, but I will at times well exceed that 30% limit. But it's also kind of like I treat my credit cards like a short-term loan. If I can't if I can't pay by cash, I usually don't get it. So hey, I'll go out and I'll buy something for several $1,000s, and come the credit card being due, I just pay it off, or at least half of it. Maybe do it over 2 months. But treat it as a short-term loan, and not as a crutch or as the bank. yes, you can exceed your 30%, but routinely on a monthly basis was a recurring pattern. You should try to keep 30% or less. So some questions here. If your card limit is $1,500 and the credit utilization rate is 25%, what is the amount charged on the card? Now recall, credit utilization is total credit balance over total credit limit. So basically we have the 25%, which is 0.25 decimal equivalent, would be the amount charged over my limit, which is $1,500. So to find this guy, let's multiply both sides by 1,500. So I guess 0.25 times 1,500 gives us $375. Yep, here 25% equals X over 1,500. 15 times 25%. Again, you gotta always remember 25% has a decimal equivalent. So you can divide that percentage by 100% to make it to a decimal. So that's correct. Okay. You owe $600 on your credit card, and the utilization rate is 30%. What is your credit limit? So again, utilization rate, decimal equivalent, it's going to be what you owe over your limit. So 0.30, say X to make it safe, make it easier. Let's make it to a portion, a fraction equal to fraction. And then I'll use my shortcut. Multiply where you can. Divide in vertical. That tells me that X, which is my credit limit, is going to be $600 times 1 divided by 0.030. Or $2,000. $2,000. Okay, now let's visit. Oh, another website. Go to this guy. So let's highlight them. We'll leave that dot off. Do not put that last dot into it. Right click on it. Open a new window. And we get this article, which I will let you read on your own. One thing in the article we need to get out of it, though, is the equation. Okay. To calculate your debt to income ratio, you add up all your monthly debt payments and divide them by your gross monthly. So total debt divided by gross monthly. Now, gross monthly is basically what not your take-home pay, but gross would be your take-home pay plus taxes taken out, Social Security, federal income, state income, local income, taxes, anything else you may have withdrawn for your retirement, so forth. So it's gross monthly income, plus anything you have on the side in terms of maybe investments. Okay. So monthly debt, gross monthly debt, take-home pay. Not take-home pay, gross was A. Okay. So what's your debt to income ratio? If your gross monthly income is $2,500, take-home pay is $1,950, so I was about $550 is taken off for whatever reasons, and your debt is $800. Now recall, go back a page. Recall, it is monthly debt over gross. So my monthly debt is $800. My gross, $2,500. So 800 divided by 2,500 is 0.32, or 32% is your debt to income ratio. Yes, sir, Bob. Okay. Ooh, down to the questions here. Okay, I have 2 questions. How confident are you that you can sort a website and obtain specific information? I'm pretty confident. How confident are you can calculate using percentages? Okay. Again, the key here is we call percentage to decimal equivalent. 25%, same as 0.25. Basically, divide by 100% to get your decimal equivalent. Ah, snap. So we completed the tutorial. So I showed you how to access a website. Basically, won't work there. Basically, highlight the HTML address that's given to you, and right-click and have it right to a new window. Avoid the last decimal. HTMLs do not end with a decimal point. Oop, we're done. So with that, done the preview, and go back and redo. Now you go do this interactive tutorial on your own to get the credit for it, and I'll see you shortly going over the questions. So do the tutorial now on your own, and I'll see you in a few minutes.